Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Massive weekend of recruiting for Tennessee. 17 official visitors on campus, but I think all eyes are on this guy right here, the number one ranked running back in the country, 5-star Savion Hyder. He's already taken his official visits to Ohio State, Georgia. He was at Michigan last weekend, and now all the insiders are saying it is down to Tennessee and the Wolverines. He's at Tennessee officially over the weekend. Now, look, it is a huge weekend, and all of the reports, a lot of interviews are going to take place throughout the course of the day. We're going to talk about all those updates, the news and the information that comes out throughout the course of this upcoming week. But one guy that's not going to talk is Savion Hyder. Austin Price posted on VolQuest last night. This is what he said. Said Savion Hyder will not talk tomorrow. He has not spoken after any of his official visits, and he did not speak last month when he was here for 865 Live. I would expect the next time we hear from him outside of a tweet will be when he commits to some school over the next month or two. Now, if you remember, somebody was putting out there news, rumors, information about Savion Hyder, and he tweeted out and said, I've done 0 interviews. I don't know where you get your information. So I think when Savion Hyder finally commits, it's going to come as a true surprise. We'll see where Tennessee's at with this one. They are shooting their shot this weekend. And again, Austin Price says he looks to commit over the next month or two, and that's what most of these guys are going to do. They're going to commit sometime between now and August before their senior season of high school football. Some of these will drag out till early signing day, and we all know the reality that nothing really matters until the pen hits the paper. But one of Tennessee's top targets was scheduled to commit on Monday, but while on his official visit to Texas A&M over the weekend, he jumped the gun and pulled the trigger. Let's go take a look at that real quick. Again, Tristan Givens was scheduled to make his decision on Monday. 4-star edge rusher, elite dude, ranked inside the top 50, elite guy, elite player. Andrew Ivins at 247 Sports compared him to James Pierce. He dropped his top 4 back in April. It was Tennessee, Texas A&M, USC, and FSU. But in my last video on Givens, brought up an update that VolQuest put out and said Texas A&M was the biggest competition. So what went wrong? Why did we lose another one? Why did we lose another guy that we felt like we had a legitimate shot? There's a lot of themes out there, common themes that I want to get into, and I also want to look at where Tennessee will go from here. What's next? We're going to get into it, but as always, I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me. Smash the thumbs up down there below the video. Quick, free, easy, helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. If it's your first time here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't pretend to be that. What we are is exactly what you are. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live later tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We play EA Sports College Football, but we talk all things Tennessee football. We're also going to be live on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Anthony Aguimura, Tennessee offensive guard, going to be in the house for the second time. Going to be good to catch up with him. I'm working on possibly our biggest interview. I will let you guys know when I can drop that news. But not again, right? Not again. Here we go again. Wash, rinse, repeat. Tristan Givens on the official to Texas A&M commits to the Aggies. Why? Why are we here again? There's some common themes out there, and I want to get into them. And there's a comment that was left on one of my posts on Facebook promoting a video, and this is what I saw. This comes from Jonathan P. Henderson. This is in no way, shape, or form me attacking Jonathan or going after Jonathan or exposing a troll. Jonathan, he's added me on Facebook. He's a member of the Talkin VAWLS group. I think he listens to the videos. But these are some common themes, right? These are some comments. These are some things that I see out there when something like this happens. When something doesn't go our way, it's, oh, no, not again. The sky is falling. So, again, I'm not taking shots, but I want to kind of go through this here. Jonathan says, Tristan Givens, who has said that Tennessee was always his number one throughout the recruiting process because he likes the culture, etc., just committed to Texas A&M. Well, let's start there. And again, this is a quote from Tristan Givens himself that I talked about on my last update video on Givens. He says, Tennessee, they are one of my top schools on the list. I like how they recruit me and the people stand out at Tennessee. It's nice when I'm up there, and I will be back soon. So again, he didn't say my top school. He didn't say number one. He said one of the top schools, not the top school. And again, go back to the update from VolQuest that I mentioned earlier, going back when they were talking about it's a Tennessee, Texas A&M battle. It was never Tennessee is at the top. There was a thread on VolQuest that was kind of talking about how this coaching staff needs to pressure kids, push kids when they're on their officials, try to get them to commit and not take visits. Now, what are your thoughts on that? Should Tennessee put more pressure? Should they twist the arms of these kids and get them to commit? Does it make a difference? Is it right or wrong? I don't know what the answer is. I just don't believe that that's who this coaching staff is or what they're all about. I think they are laid back. I think their relationships are true. I think they're genuine. And I think they want these kids to make the best decision for them. Now, does that sometimes come back to haunt you? I guess it happened here with Tristan Gibbons. What if you had pressured him in to commit? Would that commitment stick? Or would Texas A&M come calling? Would a phone call come through? Hey, we got more money. Let's go back and read more here. He says, this is the same thing that happened when Jordan Seaton and Tristan Keys committed elsewhere after we had the crystal ball. Well, first of all, I don't think we ever had a crystal ball for Jordan Seaton. You could correct me if I'm wrong on that. But, that kid, Jordan Seaton was all about the attention, right? He went on national television, and he committed to a team that he didn't even include in his top 4 or 5 going into the announcement. Like, Colorado was not even listed. He wanted that shock value. He wanted that attention, and he got it. So kudos to him. So I don't know. Again, I don't think we ever were the front runner for Jordan Seaton. We were in it. And that's the thing, too, when we're talking about these big boy battles, when you're talking about a top 50 guy in Tristan Gibbons, when you're talking about a 5-star offensive tackle, these are big boy battles. It's not like we're recruiting against MTSU. We're going against the big dogs. Now, he mentions Tristan Keys, which, yes, I agree with. Tennessee was always perceived to be the leader. They were perceived to be the front runner. He took the visit to LSU, and allegedly they offered him a bunch of money to commit, and he did. Now, did he regret that decision? Does he still regret that decision? I don't know. Does that decision stick? I don't think it does. I think you guys know I'm on record saying I think Tennessee flips Tristan Keys. But I will never, ever, and I was having this conversation with somebody just recently, when it comes to money, when it comes to NIL, I'm never going to blame a kid for taking money. And some of these kids, are they all about money? Maybe. Some of these kids may need money. Are you going to blame a kid for trying to do what's best for his family if he needs that money? And I don't know what Tristan Keys' family situation is. I don't know who they are or where they come from or what they're about. But what if he needs that money and he takes this trip to LSU and he's pressured? He says, hey, the money's on the table. All you got to do is pull the trigger. We don't know. We don't know where Tristan Keys comes from or whether he needs that money or not. Let's go on and read this last paragraph here from Jonathan. Again, I'm not taking shots at you, Jonathan. Just a lot of talking points that I see regularly that I wanted to address, and I thought this would be the good video to do it. He says, regardless of the excuse about why Tennessee either can't or won't produce the money that it takes to buy athletes, Tennessee's culture doesn't count for much in the age of NIL, and I don't think that this program in the long run can compete with other major programs for elite talent unless something radically changes. Maybe the cap will help, at least with football. Well, that's a lot to unpack here. Can't or won't produce the money it takes to buy athletes. I don't get this narrative. I'm never going to get this narrative. I don't understand this narrative. We can't produce or buy elite athletes. I see this all the time. I see it all the time that we never land elite talent, Boogie. 3-star U. Let's look at quarterback alone, right? Let's just look at one position. Of course, you had Hendon and Joe. Taven Jackson, 4-star, blue chip prospect, ranked inside the top 200, 11th best quarterback in the country, and that was year one. That was when NCAA investigations are looming. Josh Heupel still went out and got a blue chip quarterback. Nico Iamaleava. Now, whether this worked out or not, he was still a 5-star quarterback. He was one of the top-ranked players in the country, depending on where you look. Elite prospect, one of the top-ranked players in the country. At one time, Nico was ranked number 1 overall. So we don't sign elite prospects. We don't get commitments from elite prospects. We don't spend money on elite prospects, but we go get the number 1 player in the country. Jake Merklinger, following up the number 1 quarterback in the country. You go get a blue chipper to come in behind Nico? That's elite recruiting. Again, ranked 201st overall, 12th best quarterback in the country. Then you go get George McIntyre. I refuse to call him a 4-star. George McIntyre was a 5-star just because he didn't go compete in camps. I love the tweet from George saying, I didn't throw enough in a T-shirt and shorts, so I'm a 4-star now. But again, a blue chip quarterback. Faison Brandon, 5-star, number 1 ranked player in the country, blue chip. So we don't sign, we don't spend, we don't buy elite prospects, but yet we've signed 3 5-star quarterbacks since Josh Heupel has been here. You can go to the other positions too. We got 2 5-star offensive tackles. Lance Hurd through the portal. David Sanders, again, one of the top dudes, elite prospect, the guy that everybody in the country was talking about, David Sanders. We got him. That's elite. You want to talk about more 5-stars? Mike Matthews, 5-star. Gabriel Ascenda, 3-star U comments. Guess what? 5-star. Isaiah Campbell, 5-star last cycle. Just look at last cycle alone. We signed an elite 5-star on the offensive line, an elite 5-star on the defensive line. Jordan Ross was a 5-star in 2024. I don't get the narrative that we're not signing elite prospects. Boo Carter, Arian Carter, Ricky Gibson, Jermod McCoy. Roster retention matters too, guys. It matters. Tennessee is spending money on roster retention. You can have the argument that culture doesn't count for much in the age of NIL. Maybe not with some kids. Some kids only care about money. Some kids really need the money. You don't think culture matters? Go watch our interview with Colton Hood. Got a little weird at the beginning when I want to talk about Coach Prime and I want to talk about what it's like to play for Coach Prime, and then some interesting comments from Colton Hood. He transfers from Tennessee to Tennessee because of the culture, because he wants somebody to care about him, somebody to invest in him, somebody to buy into him. Now, is Colton Hood making money? Of course he is. 2025, they're all making money. That doesn't mean it's only about money. Watch our interview with Big Anthony Agamora. Can't wait to get him back on the channel Wednesday night. Going to be a lot of fun, 7 o'clock. Make sure you're here. Go watch that interview. Watch the interview with David Sanders. Culture matters. Is it everything? No, but it matters. We got to get past this narrative that it's only money. It's easy to sit behind a keyboard and say, it's all about money. It's only about money. Do you know that for a fact, or are you just spitting into the wind? It's only about money. All he cares about is money. Do you know that? Do you know that for a fact? I just think a lot of these narratives, a lot of these talking points, they're just not true. They're not accurate. They're not realistic. We don't sign elite talent. Pretty sure we signed some dang elite talent. So I get it. Tristan Givens commits to Texas A&M. Not again. Here we go again. Not all those narratives are true. So where does Tennessee go from here real quick? Legend Bay, 4-star athlete, going to make his decision on Saturday, June the 28th. We're going to live stream all of these as long as the time is announced. Legend Bay, Saturday, June the 28th. Dude with elite speed, 10-2 in the 100 meters. Took his official to Tennessee last weekend. Also at Texas A&M. At Texas A&M this weekend. So we'll see if the Vols can keep the momentum there. Darion Albert, 4-star defensive lineman. Tuesday, July the 1st at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So we're going to go live around 12:15 or so. We'll take you all the way up to the decision. Again, took the official visit last weekend. Tennessee hit it out of the park, canceled his last official visit coming up to Mississippi State, and Chad Simmons logged his official prediction for the Vols to land Albert. So hopefully we are celebrating on that one. Joel Wyatt, Sunday, July the 6th, one of the top-ranked players in the state of Tennessee. Predictions on this one are a little bit confusing. If you look to the national guys, all signs indicate the Vols are trending. According to Chad Simmons, Steve Wiltfong, Tom Loy of 247 Sports, they all like the Vols. Now, VolQuest put out their most recent update and said Joel Wyatt is a great mystery because nobody knows how he feels about playing edge. That's what Tennessee is recruiting Joel Wyatt to play. He says some have insisted that Vanderbilt is willing to let him play offense, so that's worth watching. That's where Tennessee goes from here. We got 3 upcoming commitments. We're going to try to live stream those all right here on the channel. Come hang out tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Again, shout out to Jonathan. I hope he doesn't take this video the wrong way. Just a lot of common themes there that I saw in his comment, and I wanted to address it after Tristan Givens commits to Texas A&M. But join us tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, Anthony Agamora. Come show him some love. I love the Agamora family. Come hang out, show him some love. And then I'm working on a big one. Guess who it is? Who do you think Boogie's got on the hook that we can possibly get on here for an interview? Trying to iron out schedules, iron out times. It's not a high school kid. It's not a freshman. It's not a sophomore. It's a veteran, and it is a leader of this football team, and I'm going to be excited if we can get the big fella on here. Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. If you like what we do, think about joining the channel for just $1 a month. Hit that join button right down there beside subscribe. Links in the description for all of that. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.